It's just saying starting. Okay, we are recording. So let's start off by introducing. I'm going to introduce myself, and Rochelle is as well, just in case there are any brand spanking new newbies on here. Welcome to the team. You made the best decision ever joining this team right here, right now. You are here for a reason, and we are so glad that you are here. My name is Shelby Sutton. I am your presidential upline, one of them, one of the leaders on your doors are always open for you. But tonight, well, Rochelle, go ahead and introduce yourself too. I know you have like a lot of personal downline newbies as well. So take the mic for a sec.
Hey guys, I'm Rochelle. I'm one of your Prez upline leaders as well. And if you have contacted me in the last couple of days, I am going to go ahead and say I am so sorry already. My little girl is so stinking sick, you guys. So I'm just trying to keep my head above water here. But I'm so excited for this meeting tonight.
You look really pretty for not taking a shower in 3 days. Sorry to call you out.
Man, thanks. I know. I'm just glad you guys can't smell me.
Ah, you're adorable. Okay, so tonight, what our plan is we really want to talk to you guys about training newbies. And so if you're thinking like, well, I am a newbie. Why should I have to worry about this already? Don't panic, don't freak out. Definitely take out a pen and paper and take some notes, because this is going to be huge for you guys, because the beauty of this business is that it doesn't matter if you're 1 day in or 1 year in or maybe 5 years in like me. This business is very duplicatable and very, very simple too. So if you guys understand like the basic things that we're doing to help onboard our new distributors successfully, if you understand those things and you don't overcomplicate it, then you're going to be able to train your newbie very successfully, with the intention of them being able to do that same exact thing when they enroll their new distributor too. And another beautiful part of this business is newbies can enroll newbies, and they can enroll newbies, and they can, to where like somebody could straight up go Ruby in just a couple of days, like, or at least be charted for Ruby in a couple of days, if they really were like, yeah, I know through 3 people who want to make money. I'm going to sign them up. I'm going to get them started. I'm excited. It's like I basically what I'm trying to say is I really think we overcomplicate how to get a new distributor started. So that's what we're going to go over with you guys tonight. We have a lot of great info. I'm really excited. I know Rochelle is too. Ashley was really excited, but she needs to get her Wi-Fi in check. We all know that by now. She's working on it. But so what I've been doing recently is trying to like revamp the way that I've been onboarding, but not in the sense that like I'm doing anything differently. I've just been changing like my wording up a little bit. And the biggest thing, Ashley just said, I'm here. The biggest thing that has been like playing through my mind recently is duplication. And so I created this whole like 7-day, I send my new distributor this as soon as they sign up. And then day 1, I send them this with a task. And then day 2, same thing, like different information, to where I feel like by a full week in, they know exactly what we should be doing every day, i.e. like the 6 non-negotiables that we hammer into you guys' head. Just in case you don't know what those are, it's self-development, it's building your network, it's interacting with that network, it's messaging that network and saying, hey, I'm here. What can I do for you? Not in those exact words, but you guys get it, like networking with them. It's what am I missing? Following up with them. And then what am I missing? What's the 6th thing? Oh, posting. Duh. So those are the 6 things that we do every single day. And basically my training is just each day going over one of those things and making sure they know how I do it, And then their task is doing that plus everything they learned the day before and the day before and the day before. So if we're on day 6, by then they're doing all 6 things. And then day 7, I'm like, all right, now go Ruby, you know? So I try to just build on it without doing like information overload, because that's the thing that we don't want to do, is just dump all this stuff on them and be like, here's 19 training videos that I need you to watch today, and then I'll have 19 more ready for you tomorrow. Like if you had given that to me, I would have been like, nope, bye. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm always happy to share. Like I had a teammate come to me yesterday and she was like, hey, can you just tell me like what you do to train your new distributors? And instead of me being like, yeah, here, I was like, how about you go out and you sign that distributor, and then I'm going to help you. I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do, because I almost need to like reverse and like if my distributor is asking me that, then I wasn't duplicatable in training her, you know? And just to be fair on myself a little bit, she's not brand new. She has been in the business for a little while. So it's been a while since she was trained. But basically I'm just trying to be better about my system being duplicatable to my distributors so that they can be duplicatable to theirs, to sum it all up. So, I had another thought too, but you guys know me, I'm like squirrel and then I forget. So I'm going to let Rochelle talk for a few minutes, and I'm going to just take a peek at my notes because I wrote down a bunch of stuff that I want to share with you, but I do need to just kind of get my thoughts organized for a second.
Okay, so one thing that I already realized is that there are going to be different leaders that do different things, and you guys know this. So Shelbs does this like 7-day task thing that really works for her. But for me personally, I tried it like, okay, so I think it was Montana Long that we watched a training, and she did like her own 7-day task list. And I know, Shelbs, you're not doing the same one that she does. I think you do like your own version of it that is like way more duplicatable. And I've seen it and I love it. However, like the most unorganized person you'll ever meet in your entire life, I do not know which way is up or down ever. So what I was finding with my like 7-day tasks was that I was getting people mixed up, and I was sending like day 2 to like person that was on day 5, and I was sending day 3 to somebody that was on day 7. You know what I'm saying? Like I just couldn't keep track, and it was not for me. So I went back to my OG ways when I first started. And this is actually how, man, I don't know if Leah trained me this way, Shelbs, or if you did. But basically what I do is before welcoming a new distributor into our team page, I make them watch my first video. So like they sign up on my website and then they're like, okay, I'm all done. I'm good to go. I'm so excited, whatever. Excuse me. Then right then I say, okay, watch this video right now and tell me when you're done. And then I wait for them to tell me when they're done. They don't get added into the team page. They don't get any scripts from me. They don't get anything. I want them to watch that video. And that video is a newbie video that basically explains how they go in and like get their tax info, all this stuff. Like you guys know all of this part, I'm pretty sure. So I won't like beat this into the ground, but when they come back and say that they're done, then I send them this that is like, okay, your first goal is to get 4 new loyal customers by whatever, like I usually, so what it would be Friday evening.
72 hours, right? Oh,
yeah. Right. So 72 hours. So your first goal is to get your first 4 loyal customers. If you do that, I'll give you a free gift. And my free gift is normally like my sister-in-law just rejoined the business and all she wanted to try was the chocolate greens. So she got her first 4 in 72 hours. So I sent her chocolate greens. It doesn't have to be that big, you guys. It can be like something super simple, maybe like a thank you card with a couple samples of greens on the go or whatever. But my point is actually like the amount of, if somebody gets their first 4 in 72 hours, you want to like praise them and like get them pumped up and give them a little thank you card or a gift. Cause that's a big deal. That's super awesome.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Yeah.
I just want to take just want to elaborate on that because I do believe that recognition is huge, especially for newbies who are like scared and nervous and don't even really know what they're doing and like just sort of accidentally got their first four because they asked their mom, their sister, their best friend, and their cousin. So you need to, like Rochelle said, you need to make sure that you really pump that up. And you know, giving a little gift is great. And you can literally do something as simple as like something cute from the dollar section of Target. Like you do not have to give, we don't give gifts. We give like, you did an amazing job. Here's this small token of like, thank you. Good job. But shout it out on their page, shout it out on your story, shout it out. And that's doing two things. One, it's making them feel like $1,000,000 and making them feel like, wow, I really can do this. And two, by shouting out that your newbie just accomplished their first goal, it's making you look like you know what you're doing to other people, to the potentials that are watching you. They're like, Rochelle just talked about how first of all, Rochelle just signed 4 new teammates. Like they don't even know what that means, but they're like, wow, her team's growing. And then it's like, my four customers all just reached their very first goal. And so now this potential is like, dang, Rochelle's team is killing it. Like I want to be on Rochelle's team. You know what I mean? So it's like a big deal to shout that out for 2 reasons, both benefiting you and your newbie. So sorry to interject.
No, that's great. I love that. And yeah, so I also have a post that I give when they get their shopping spree. I have a post that they do on their wall that I love. It's something like, oh my gosh, like only, let's say they're a week into the business. It says like, I'm only a weekend and I just completed my first goal. I just got $100 shopping spree. Like, I'm so excited to share this with all of you. If you join me within, or like if you're interested in doing this with me, you can earn a $10,000 bonus, which is what I'm going for too. So they kind of hit it from like, now they're saying how excited they are about getting their first goal and saying how easy it is to complete it. And then they're also like dangling that $10,000 bonus out there for people to be like, wait, she's going for a $10,000 bonus now, and she already completed her first goal. I want to do that too. So seriously, it's so simple. Like I could put the verbiage in the comments or on our team page, but it's just as simple as saying like how quickly they got their first 4. And then, so I didn't even finish that script. Sorry guys. It's basically like your first goal is to get your first 4 loyal customers. Send this script to all your friends, family, and coworkers. And it just says, hey, I just started a new health and wellness company and I'm so excited about this. I absolutely love their all natural products. So I decided to join. I need some product testers to get my portfolio going. Would you be interested in helping me out? As soon as they respond, and I put it in all caps, I say, as soon as they respond, please send me screenshots and I will help you walk you through everything. So again, you guys, I've done this for the last 3 years. I've tried a couple different things. This works best for me. And then what I do, because in order to keep myself like on track with these newbies, I personally, every single night I do 2 things. This is like not, this one's going to be unrelated, but I'm just going to say it. So I do 2 things. One is go through my Fast Start Qualified report. Okay. And when I do that, that's all my newbies from 30 days. I literally go through them every single night and I try to touch base with them. So this is kind of how I see who's taking off, who's sending me screenshots, who is, in this or who's ignoring me. You know what I'm saying? So, cause that's a big thing. If you're reaching out to them every single day and they're ignoring you, and you're like super discouraged about it, because I seriously have 4 girls that have been ignoring me. And I reached out to them today and I sent them a voice message. I'm talking like 6-7 days worth of messages and they're not responding at all. So I voice messaged them today and I just said, hey girl, like, I'm not sure what I did to upset you, or if maybe somebody told you something. I know that when you first start this business, it's super easy to get discouraged. Maybe you just fell off track, or you haven't gotten your business builder kit yet and you just weren't sure where to start, but let's just connect today. It doesn't matter about, how many times I've reached out. Like I literally was just like begging for a response kind of thing. Like, tell me what's going on. And every single one of them came back to me and was like, 2 of them said that they just fell off track and that they were nervous to start up again. And then the other 2 were like, yeah, somebody said something negative and I just was afraid to tell you. And I'm like, let's talk about this. So like, I normally wouldn't have ever done that, but I just watched a training with Jade Hooper and Cheyenne Knox, and it's all about like, you guys, they don't know what we don't tell them. So like if we just let them go off and do whatever, and like they get discouraged because Aunt Carol tells them that it's a scam, like that's normal. Like I remember so many people told me this was a scam when I first started, but it's our job to educate them on what this business is, and it's our job to help them like battle that kind of thing. And I don't mean like yell at Aunt Carol and tell her she's dumb, but I'm just saying like, you know what to say, and you can help her understand that it's not a scam. And we can either, help them respond to Aunt Carol, or we can just tell them like, let's just kind of leave that one, and not respond. And let's move on to the next, because there's going to be some negative Nancy's, which brings me into, and then I'll shut up. Which brings me into the next thing. I have a newbie video that I did. It was when I was back at home in Oregon a couple weeks ago. I need to go on YouTube and change the name, because it's literally called Newbie Training like 7/18 or something. That was the date that I did it, but it's gold. You guys, it covers every single one of any new distributor's fears. And it also tells them what they're supposed to be doing every single day. So, and it also covers self-development, and you guys know me, it's all over the place, of course, but it's a really good video. And so within like the second or third day, I'm sending that to them, because guess what? If they're sending out those messages and if they're sending out the messages and they're sending me screenshots, there's a very good chance that within 2 to 3 days, they're going to get discouraged, because they've messaged everybody in their Facebook, or they've messaged 300 people and nobody's messaging them back. And so this newbie video goes over that discouragement. It goes over what they need to do to overcome it. And it goes over all of those things. So on my YouTube, it's called Newbie Video 7/18. I probably shouldn't go change the name now, because you won't be able to find it, but that's what I send them. And it's about an hour long. And what I do is I say, watch this video, come back to me as soon as you're done. And again, that night, I'm going to go through my messages, or not my messages. I'm going to go through my, that report I told you guys about, the Fast Start Qualified report. And so I'm going to follow up with them. If they don't come back to me and say that they finished that evening, then I'm going to be like, hey, did you watch that? You guys, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to train newbies, but just think, if you kept on these people that are going to be discouraged, and like, think of them as you. Okay, so you wouldn't want somebody to give up on you, right? So don't give up on them until they straight up tell you, like, I'm done, like, stop. Like, I had a girl the other day, she's like, you are way too pushy with me. Like, I am done. I told you I'm done. I don't think I need to give you an explanation anymore. And I was like, okay, all right. Like, I'll just back off now. But like, that's my point, is I don't stop until they legit don't want to do this anymore, because 9 times out of 10, they're scared, or somebody said something, and we're here to guide them and show them. And an inspirational video or an inspirational voice memo from you, like, hey, I've been there, that's a huge one too. Don't ever discard what they're feeling, because that's really easy to do when you become a seasoned DT. It's really easy for you to be like, when she's like, oh, I'm discouraged or something, and you're like, get over it. No, I'm just kidding. You guys know what I'm trying to say though. It's like, you want to say like, oh my gosh, I've been there. Like, because you have. How many times have you been discouraged? Don't act like you've never been there. Say, I have been there. I've been in your shoes. And here's what I did to get out of it. Listen to this audiobook, or listen to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are here to guide them and give them good things to help them grow their business. So don't ever write somebody off if maybe they're not responding to you or something. I guarantee there's a reason. I'm going to read the chats for a sec, Shelbs, if you want to take over.
Yeah. So I love that you just send them that one training that you did, and it covers all those things, because I feel like with my system, I do that same thing where it's like, okay, your goal is to get 4 loyal customers in the next 72 hours. And if you do that, I'll send you a gift, and the company's going to give you $100 shopping spree. And then I say same thing, like, send me screenshots. I want to see your screenshots. And then I make sure I say, you are not bothering me, because everybody thinks they're bothering you by sending you screenshots. And it's like, no, I want your screenshots. Send them to me. You almost have to be a little bit forceful about it. Otherwise you're not going to get those screenshots. I remember, a while back, Rochelle and Ashley were like, oh my God, I think it was like February, or I don't know, one of the times when like the kits were very inexpensive, and so we were on like a distributor signing spree, all of us, the whole team, and Ashley and Rochelle were like, oh my God, I'm getting so many screenshots. And I was like, guys, I'm not getting any screenshots. Like, what's going on? And they were like, oh, I don't know. But it was because I wasn't being like, send me your screenshots. I was just like, send me your screenshots, and then moved on, instead of like, okay, so where are the screenshots that I asked you to send me? So
I was just going to say, it's okay for you to say that. Like, it's okay for you. I've actually said, I will not be able to help you without a screenshot. Like, it's okay for you to be kind of like bossy about it.
And it truly is so hard, because you as the quote unquote seasoned distributor need that context so that you can give them exactly what to say back. Like if my newbie and her PDT were having some conversation, and then she's like, oh, so-and-so wants to know how much it costs to join. I'm like, I need more information. I'm not just going to tell her that it's $99, period. Like, I need it. I need the whole combo. So make sure that you're asking for those. And even if you're a newbie and you're like, well, so this girl gave me her screenshots and I don't even know what to say, bring it up. Like, bring it up to your leader or the person that enrolled you or whoever you need to help you guys, because this is a skill that you have to learn. Nobody knows everything. But that brings me to another point where excitement, just straight up pure excitement, will get you so far in this. Like, your enthusiasm and just ignorance on fire and just being so dang excited. I watched a training today, and I know that it's been shared. I don't think it was shared on the team page, but I know like a lot of individual like group chats have received it. But it was with Cheyenne Knox and Tiffany Herr, and I always get so fired up with Tiffany Herr, because she was like the definition of ignorance on fire. She went 5 years ago. She went diamond her first month, double her second month, and triple her third month. Imagine being triple diamond 3 months in. 3 months in, I was still like picking my nose, like didn't even, like barely had 4 customers. She was triple diamond, you guys. Like, that's crazy. And she says, she's like, the things that got me triple were, I asked anyone and everyone if they wanted to do this business with me. I straight up messaged them and went to them and said, I'm about to be a millionaire. Who wants to come with me? She straight up said it. And some people laughed at her. Some people blocked her. But you know what? A lot of people joined her, or she wouldn't have been triple in 3 months. And she was so excited, and she was just shouting it from the rooftops. And also that whole ignorance on fire thing that I mentioned, she didn't know what she was doing. So when someone came to her and they were like, hey, I do want to do this with you, but like, how do I go diamond? Or this, or that, like asking her questions. If she didn't know, guess what she would say? I don't know. Let me go ask real quick. It's okay to say that. And you know what that does is it makes you so human, and it makes you so relatable, to where a little seed is planted in their head where they're like, if she can do this and doesn't even know, then so can I. And I actually went to a corporate event last night at the It Works headquarters, and Cami Pentecost led a live try it. And she said the same exact thing. She was like, I think she was talking about like parties, like one-on-one, not one-on-one, but you know, like a wrap party or whatever, a sample party. And she was like, she said it. She's like, everyone knew that I didn't have it all together. So like, if I could pull this off, anybody could. And it's so true. Just having that like total ignorance on fire, and just knowing, just know too, that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And that quote right there, a lot of people throw that around, but that gives me so much confidence, because for me, I always in the back of my head had that little bit of fear, like, well, what if I say the wrong thing? Or it wasn't even what if I say the wrong thing. It was more so, what if I leave something out? What if I'm not telling them enough? What if all this time goes by, and then in 3 months I find out my newbie doesn't even know how to go Ruby because I didn't tell her about this or that. So my fear is always that I'm not giving them enough. Not so much anymore, but that used to be a big fear of mine. And so that quote I love, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, because what that means is if someone truly is going to take off in this business, if they're truly going to be the rock star that you've been praying for, it's about them. It's about them and what their work ethic and their why and their excitement. And you could literally, I think Jade Hooper was told that she was going to sell like a fat patch on Groupon or something. Like that's how she was sold this business, something like that. And she signed up. She was like, all right, like, let's do it. And now look at her, like number 4 or 3 or something in the company, has multiple ambassador diamonds below her. Some of them are also in the top 10. Like that girl is money in the bank, like literally, figuratively, everything. And she was told that she was going to sell fat patches on Groupon. So like, you can't say, and then her and Roller quit, and everything that she learned from YouTube. So you honestly can't say the wrong thing. So never be nervous. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. We will help you. We will train you. We'll do everything that you need. We'll give you everything that you need, but just know that like being excited and just being okay, not being okay, I guess you could say, like being uncomfortable a little bit is a good thing.
So talking about giving them some resources too, because you just said like Jade learned everything from YouTube, right? So I never thought to look at YouTube when I was a brand new distributor. Like it never even crossed my mind. Yet that's how our distributors feel, you guys. That's how our newbies feel. They're like, okay, so what am I supposed to be doing? And so many of them will be like, hey, I just watched like my Connect videos or whatever. And then I'll send them my video. And then I'm like, okay, we need to give them those resources. Like, and again, so I kind of told you guys what I do, and I don't welcome them into the team page right away. I usually do it like the next day because they're already overwhelmed. They're already like sending out some messages. Like what we care about is getting their first 4 loyal customers right away for them to get that $100 shopping spree, and for us to get that $99 fast start. But something that I really learned, like that hit me in the chest a couple months ago, was if you're looking at a new distributor as a fast start bonus, that's all they're going to be. And I'm not saying that I would look at people like as a fast start. That's it's not really what I was trying to do. But when I look at that report every single night, you're looking and like, okay, I need this many more for her to be fast started. And instead of me just being like, I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to fast start them for me to get my $99, I'm going to reach out to them and I'm going to partner with them and I'm going to send them that voice memo and say, listen, I know you haven't gotten started yet, but I want to help you get your shopping spree, and genuinely hold their hand and really help them with that. Another thing too is like, there are some people that get really overwhelmed, but there are other people that I think Jess is on. Yeah, I see her. Jess is like a green through and through. Like this girl, when she started, she watched like 75,000 trainings in like 2 hours. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, that is all she wants to do, is just watch training after training after training, get organized before she gets started. And there are a lot of people like that too. When they enter my organization, I'm one that I'm like, okay, let's just start with just this one step. Like, I'm not going to tell you anything else until we do this. And sometimes that's really beneficial, but feel it out. If somebody is asking you like, okay, that's great, but like, what else could I say? But what if they say this? What do I say? If they're asking you that before you even get the screenshot, more than likely they need more information. There's somebody that like needs more training. So I would say, watch this video right now, being my newbie video or whatever. My point is just that, and then I would say, here's also some great leaders on YouTube that you can watch as well, so that you kind of give them that, you give them that resource if they are wanting to take off more than you're willing to, like, more faster than you're thinking, then they can go do that on their own. And then I just always keep the communication open and say, please, if you get confused or discouraged, or if you hear something that makes you like question things, just please come to me and I'll set the record straight. Like, I will answer any questions that you have. And one other thing that I really wanted to say, and I like am gapping on it. Shoot. I don't know. Let me think. Let me read the chats real quick. Jess says she's too deep today with trainings. Seriously, some people just really need the trainings. I'm a doer, so I'm just gonna get things done, and then I do still watch trainings too. But my point is, like, there are some that really need to watch things before they really get going. But we want to assume that they don't know anything, you guys, because they don't. And I think that's our biggest issue, or at least that was my biggest issue, is I would literally check in with them and be like, hey, how's it going? And then I'd have like 75,000 texts of like, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Do you want me to help you get your business started today? Question, how's it going? Like, and then I'm like, obviously it's not going. And obviously they don't want to answer me because why? Because they're overwhelmed. They don't know what's going because they don't know anything about this business. So they're not going to respond to me because they don't know how to respond. What are they going to say? Like, it's going good. Still haven't started my business. Like, obviously we both know that, but they're embarrassed to say it. So you have to reach out and you have to know what to say. You have to give them tasks. Okay. You have to say, hey, put up this post today. Tell me when you're done. Hey, send this out to 30 people. Tell me when you're done. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, give them those tasks because people will just do it. They're just going to do it. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I'll do it. And then you can ask questions from there. Like, okay, you know, how are you feeling about this? Because I like to know how they're feeling. I like to know, like, are they scared? Are they nervous? I had a girl today. She's been in the business with me now for maybe 30 days. She's got over 4,000 friends on Instagram. Okay. And she's super nervous. She's super scared and she doesn't want to make her first post. And I'm like, girl, like, if you made your first post with 4,000 followers, we're going to use a selfie. She's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I helped her with what to say. I asked her what her life is about. How many kids do you have? What do you do for a living? Like, I asked her all these questions so that I could help her create her first post. And we did. I said, why'd you start this business? She started for an extra $200 a month. So we created this post for her, about her life and why she started this new journey. And that was like 2 weeks ago for her first post. So today she comes back after I voice message her and say, you know, hey, I haven't heard from you. Like, what's going on? And she's like, I'm just so nervous. Like, I'm just scared to make that first post, but I think I can do it today. Like, I think I can do it. And I'm like, girl, let's just do it. And she has had so much good feedback from it. Now she's like ready to run. But if I wouldn't have reached back out and said like, hey, did you make that first post? Like, you know, like, knock, knock, knock. I know I'm being kind of annoying, but like, did you get it up? Like, you have to do that. You have to ask them those questions and you have to kind of be a leader, right? You're a leader. Even if you just joined, you have to be willing to like keep people accountable because that's our job, you guys. You shouldn't earn a $99 bonus if you're not willing to help them make their own goal. Okay. So like, make sure that you're willing to help them. Make sure that you're willing to help develop them because you never know. I took off really, really slow. Like I took off way slow. I didn't sign my first loyal customer for over 3 weeks. I had my first party and I signed 14 loyal customers in a day. Like, but if Shelby would have given up on me after 3 weeks and been like, well, clearly she's not going to fast start herself. And clearly she's probably not going to be like a rock star, then I wouldn't have had anybody to help me get to where I am today. So just make sure that you're not giving up on anybody too.
You're welcome. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I think that's kind of it as far as like, I mean, we didn't necessarily, we did give you like the logistics of how we train our new distributors, and we'll share like our actual, there's no point in just reading you guys our verbiage. Like we can share that in the team page with you and you can kind of just pick and choose. Actually, you know what? I just thought of this. We were thinking about doing, like Facebook units. And if you don't know what that is, basically it's just like little, almost like units in a book or something. I don't know. It's like little tabs at the top of a Facebook, at the top of our Facebook group where it would be like distributor training. And then for my training that I do, particularly, like I said, it's 7 days. So it would be like day 1, what's your why self-development is so important. Go download You Are a Badass or Girl Wash Your Face. Like that's just a general idea of my day 1, other than like you're sending me screenshots. But these are so like screenshots and loyal customers are all we're doing this first week, but I'm also going to be kind of going over like the important highlights of the business. Okay. So that's kind of how my training goes. So like day one, self-development, what's your why? Now go take a selfie and post your why with that selfie, and talk about how you're going to earn $10,000 too, to help you with that, help you with your why. And then, day two talks about posting and the leaders you can be following. And then I also like to include, a new video by Brittany Hayes that's like social media 101, newbie to amateur to professional poster or something like that. So I have like my verbiage that I send them typically with a video, sometimes very short, sometimes a little bit longer. But it's like all of this is happening behind the scenes by my new distributor, but the screenshots and the messaging are constant because the 4 loyal customers are so important. It's important for us because we want to earn that fast start, but more than anything, it's important for them because it's going to boost their confidence. It's going to make them feel good. And that reminds me of something that I do too, that I just want to say out loud or I'll forget. But when my new distributors get their first loyal customer, I say this every single time. Maybe not word for word, but basically my new distributor is going to be like, hey, you said that to me. Yes, I say it to everybody because it's so true. I say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. And then I normally say, the first customer always feels so good because it's like, wow, I can really do this, can I? Like, I legit, that's what I say in quotes. And they're like, yes, it does feel so good. And yeah, I really feel like I can do this now. Like, I wasn't sure, but now that I got this first customer, I feel good about it. Like, that's always the response that I get from it. So if that's something you want to add in, feel free, because it's so true for like, nobody's going to be like, no, that first customer didn't feel that good. Like, I don't feel good about that at all. Like, everyone's going to be like, yes, let's go get those 3 others and get that shopping spree. But back to what I was saying, I'm eventually like, I have like, the whole list of stuff that has been on my list for like a week and I just haven't gotten to it, but it is on my list to create these units. And it's basically just going to be exactly how I train my new distributor. Ashley has a version, I have a version, and then Rochelle shared her version that's less talky, more like, here's a video, now go get to work. And all of these things are good and everyone can do their own thing. But I think that it's important for you to see what we're doing, decide what works best for you, and just kind of follow that basic guideline. Like, what should I be sharing with them and what should I not? Because it's really important to just keep it simple and not overwhelm these new distributors. So with all that being said, I think that's kind of all as far as like new distributors, how to train them, yada, yada. So, one thing that just popped in my head is Rochelle said she doesn't even add a new distributor to the team page until when, Rochelle? Until they've signed their 4 or what?
It kind of depends. It's usually like the second day. So I don't wait till they sign their 4, but it's not like right away because I want them to start messaging right away. And I don't want them to feel like they have to they'll get caught in like the scroll hole of like looking on the team page. And a lot of the times that can really overwhelm them. Let's say you went live about like discouragement or something, and that's the first thing they see. Like, I want to control that and like make sure that they start messaging and we have built a little bit of a relationship. And then I'll say, I'll welcome you to the team page in a bit. And then I just welcome them like a day later or a couple days later. I just kind of feel it out. So I know that doesn't really help, but I definitely don't wait till they get.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I was just curious if you had like a total method to your madness, or if you were just like me and you were like, I'm going to feel it out and I'm going to add you when I feel like you won't be as overwhelmed. But where I was going with that is you can decide when you want to welcome your new distributor. But one very important thing is whether you welcome them the minute they sign up, if you welcome them on day 1, day 2, like whatever you decide is right for you and your team, so be it. But do not tag your distributor in 56 posts on the team page. don't even tag them in 3. Like, you guys, we got to keep it so stinking simple for these people. And just like Rochelle said, with someone like Jess, who's a total green and like wants and needs that information, then she will dig through and she'll find it herself. But when you're tagging them in all these and they're just getting like, just think about, like, for me, I was very active on social media before I started It Works. In fact, I actually ran I ran somebody's Facebook for them as far as like posting and stuff for this person. And so I was used to like lots of notifications. But most of us, like, if you're day one in the business and you have like 11 new notifications and it's this person that you barely know telling you to do all this stuff and you're just like, what did I get myself into? Like, that's a very scary, intimidating thing. So I know that we think we're helping them, like, okay, this is everything they need to know, so I'm going to tag them in all of it. And like, they know that they just need to get to it eventually. They don't have to do it all right now. They don't know that. They, just like Rochelle said, they know only what you tell them. And if you're tagging them in all these videos, that's what they know. And they also know that's insane and that they don't want to do that. And then you wonder why they're not responding to your texts anymore. It's because they ran for the hills and blocked you. Like, they're gone. So do not tag people in a zillion videos in the team page. The team page is an amazing, wonderful resource. Do not get me wrong. And we have kind of developed the team page into this, like, into an amazing resource, in a sense that Rochelle has spent, we all have, but Rochelle specifically, right before she was about to pop with Huntley, spent a lot of time going live and creating videos on very specific topics, so that when someone comes to her or to any of us and is like, this is happening, she went live about it already, you know? And like, there's some of me doing the same thing and Ashley doing the same. And like, some other people have gone live before too, for these very specific topics, so that when newbie Amanda is like, hey, I'm 3 days in and I'm discouraged, here you go, you know, or I'm 3 months in and I'm not feeling like my paycheck is what I wanted it to be, here you go. Like, we have that stuff there for you, but you don't need to tag your distributor who just joined you in 8,000 posts, basically. Mm-hmm.
And if you guys have,
do you have anything to add?
If you guys have distributors of your own that you're like, hey, you know, I just signed her, she's super discouraged, like, what do you recommend? And me or Shelby easily, or Ash, or, you know, anybody who's above you can say like, oh my gosh, yeah, this 3-month itch video, or this or that. Like, we know what's in that page, and we can help you guys with like what to tag them in, or just even what to say, because sometimes they don't need a video. Sometimes they might come to you and say, I'm discouraged, and the last thing they want to do is watch a video. And maybe like voice messaging them and telling them that you've been there too, and this is why, and this is how you got out of it, might really help. And I like to ask questions. So I like to kind of get them engaged and just say, okay, so did anything spark this? Or like, you know, I would even say like, I have a video that I think would really help you. Would you want to watch it? Instead of just tagging them in it, like, make them feel like you truly do care and want to like help them with this, because you do. And then the other thing that I just wanted to add really quick is, after they get their first 4 loyal customers, I'm immediately sending them the Cheyenne Knox newbie to Ruby video, or Ruby in 30 days or something like that, because I want them to know what their next goal is. Because with their 4 loyal customers, they've got their shopping spree, they're already commission qualified. Now I want to help them duplicate with 3 new distributors and helping them learn how to be a leader, but also just like increasing their paycheck, getting those fast starts, and telling them how to make that money. Because I really think, like, I can't tell you how many people will be like, well, I want the $10,000 bonus. And in the past, I've been like, oh, let's start with Ruby. Can we start with Ruby? Because that's like diamond. Like, oh, let's start with Ruby. Because I was uncomfortable with it, because not that I don't believe in them or think that they can't do it, but because it's just like, oh, like, I remember seeing the diamond chart for the first time for me. And when we had a diamond chart, you guys, it was like, or like when I was going diamond, it was a different chart than what you guys have. It was way harder. And I remember looking at it like, ooh, I don't think I can do this. But there are a lot of people, when I got in the right mindset and when I saw that diamond chart, I remember messaging Ashley and Shelby and being like, I only have 14 more boxes to fill. And Ashley and Shelby were like, 14, huh? And then like the next day, I'd be like, I only have 10 more. And they'd be like, and I'd be like, I only have 7 more. You know what I mean? Like, so they're like, if you're in that right mind space and you need that bonus, or like, just don't discredit anybody that's like, listen, what can I do to get that? And don't like downplay it and say, oh, let's start with Ruby. Recently, what I've been doing is saying, okay, like here's a diamond chart and I'm going to help you with this. Or I'll get on a FaceTime with them, which is new. That's something new for me, but I'll schedule it with them and be like, hey, let's get on a FaceTime. I want to go over this with you so that they can really see like face to face and not get discouraged by looking at the chart, because you're going to be there to explain it to them. And if you're not yet diamond yet, then say like, I want to get on a FaceTime with you and do it with you. Like, let's do it together so that they feel like it can be done. And don't get me wrong, you can still say like, okay, here's the diamond chart, but here's our first goal, which is Ruby. Watch this video first, the Ruby video, and that's what we're going to work on first. The second we complete that, we're moving on to Emerald and Diamond. So like, but my point with this is just, there are people that have gone diamond in 30 days. There are people that have gone diamond in 2 weeks, y'all. Like, that could be people on your team, but we can't hold them back. We can't be the ones to be like, okay, yeah, let's just start with Ruby, because they might be your diamond in 30 days. So just make sure that you're not discrediting them. And if they're truly ready to do that, then give them the information that they need, and then back it up with, okay, what are your questions? Like, I know this is overwhelming, but I can help you get there. Like, what are your questions? And just be there for them through that.
Yeah, I love that. It's like we pray for rock stars and then the rock stars want to go diamond and we're like, no, you can't see a diamond chart yet. Go Ruby. But, that's like that self-limiting thing. Like, just because I was scared to go diamond my first 30 days doesn't mean so-and-so is. Like, if they want it, then bring it on. Let's do this. Let's run, So I love that. I was going to add in too that Ruby in 30 days video. It's really good. And I love that it's really short too. Like, she covers everything in like 8 minutes. Which I love, because for me, I'm like, I don't want to send my newbie an hour video every single day. Like, the short and sweet ones are so, I love them. So that one is like my day 7, where by now I've told you about self-development. I've told you about messaging and HAPs, and I've told you about growing your network and leaders to follow if you need inspiration. I've told you about all those things. So now your goal is to go Ruby, and this is how you do it. And that's kind of like my wrap up with them. And then from there, it's just checking in on them and being like, how are you doing? Are you still messaging? Do you have any screenshots that you can show me? Or, if just like Rochelle was saying, ask questions to keep them super engaged. And, but it's basically 7 days for me, and that's it. It's not like 7 days and then like, fly birdie, I don't want to talk to you anymore. But, if you're doing your job and like bringing these new distributors in, keeping and coming in, then you can only focus so much of your time on these people. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, they're newborn babies when they first come to you, but they're growing and you're teaching them, and you have to release them from the nest. But don't forget about them either, like, make sure you're still nurturing that and helping with conversations and helping with whatever it is that they need. Okay. What time is it? 10:22. Okay. So we got like 5 or so minutes. So Rochelle, is there anything else that you wanted to go over, or do you want to open it up to some questions or anything?
Yeah. Well, while I say the last thing I was going to say, why don't you guys put all your questions in the chat and we'll get to them in just a second. The last thing I wanted to talk about really fast was like discouragement, because I think that's something that as a new distributor, it's just going to happen. They're going to get upset when so-and-so doesn't respond. They're going to get upset when they send out all these messages and nothing is happening. And I recently had a conversation. I'm trying to think of exactly what she said. It was something along the lines of like, yeah, but or she goes, I have like 14 something potentials, like 14 potentials. And I was like, holy cow, that's incredible. Like really telling her how amazing that was. And she was like, yeah, but it's not doing anything for me right now. That was like literally what she said. And it blew my mind because I was like, wait. Like we need to have a conversation about this, because that mindset will not get you anywhere in this business. And I think when you have newbies, you guys, that have a mindset like that, it's really important to nip it in the bud, in the bud or in the butt. I don't know. It's really important to nip it right away. Because what I did was just said, okay, hold on. Like 14 potentials, new potentials in your business, like that's a good day. Like that's like a good week for me. Okay. Like 14 new potentials talking about the business. That's huge. So first of all, one, she didn't even know that was a big deal. Two, she was thinking like, well, this doesn't do anything for me right now. But what she was not understanding is this business isn't a right now business. This business isn't a get rich quick right now type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you focus on like even 5 new people a day, your business is going to freaking skyrocket. Okay. So 14 new people, I was just like explaining to her, like, listen, even if all of these people joined right now, and I said this to her, even if all of these people joined right now, they probably wouldn't be successful because you are not in a mind frame to be able to train them, because you're in a mind frame of right now, I need all these people to sign up, just sign up for me. You're not in a mind frame of, I want to help each and every one of these people. And so until you make that mind shift of like, you want to help others make extra money, or you want to help others find, confidence, or, it's all about other people and it's not about you just getting them, I think things change. So don't be afraid to tell that to your new distributors. Our job is to coach them. And so I coached her with that. And I was like, we got to switch this mindset around, because that is just not what you want. And you don't want to bring in those distributors with those mindsets, because it's just a matter of time that they're going to quit. So she came back and was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. Like, I can't believe it. Like 14 new people, that's amazing. And so I got her on a self-development book, and you just have to be patient and willing to help them with where their mindset is at. Because I remember when I first joined, I was all about the negative. You guys, that we're wired for negative thinking. Okay. That it's everywhere around us. So we have to really work on that with our new distributors, in instilling confidence and instilling like good positive vibes. So I'm going to look at the chats real quick. Take quitting off the table. I love that, Julia. Anyone have any questions? I love this. I feel like I'm struggling after getting my... Okay, I don't know who Galaxy S9 is. Tell me who your name. But she's struggling on getting potentials or even getting responses. I want help with people. I'm trying, but I'm discouraged. And what I would say to that, honestly, is I wouldn't even be focusing on messaging. I would be focusing on self-development. I think really focusing on getting your mind right, and then focusing on messaging, and really pouring into your new DT and doing things with her. So I think when we're new and when we sign new DTs, it's really important to do things together, right? Because you're both new. So if you like partner and say, hey, I'm going to send out 100 messages right now. Do you want to do it with me? And then she's going to do it with you. And you have like this buddy that you can like really dive in and get things done with. Sarah. Okay. Wait, I thought I saw it said my name is Sarah. Oh yeah. Sorry, I couldn't find the chat. No worries. So I just wanted to let you know, like, self-development, make sure that you get on a really good book. If you're new, read You Are a Badass. That's a great one by Jen Sincero. And then Sammy says, I'm having a hard time staying organized on messaging. How do you choose who to message at what time? Oof, I'm probably the worst person to answer that question, because
I'll answer it.
Okay, yeah, I'm the least organized person in the world.
I'm not organized either. Don't even think that I'm organized. But how do you choose who to message at what time? There's a really my really fun answer to this is that there's no method to the madness. Like literally any person, anytime, any message. Like just something that I've been doing recently is I'm like, okay, and if this is Sammy, then you're a night owl just like I am. So what I do is literally right before I go to bed, um, I'll message 100 people and I'll just be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my Instagram. I'm going to go to my following. I'm going to filter it to my earliest. And then I'm going to scroll down because I've already messaged, like I've been doing this system for a while. So I need to scroll through my earliest followers till I get through about like 1,000. And then, which if you guys don't have a huge Instagram following, don't be like, I can't do this. You still can. But I'm just saying, like, I need to get to a chunk of people that I haven't talked to in a long time or never. So then I go to my following, and yeah, Jess just said make sure make sure they're following you back. But that's very easy to see. Like if there's a blue, it's easy to see. But I message, and I just will go like, all right, the first 50 people, I'm gonna say, hey girl, I hope I'm not bothering you. I'm looking for some product models. Would you be interested? Like there's a script in the team page. It's not that exact thing, but I'll just be like 50 product model messages. Boom. And then I do 50 opportunity messages. Boom. I don't like look at their profile and like browse through their pictures and think like, would this person be a better distributor or a better customer? Like I don't decide that. Like I just message 50 and then message 50, and
You can always flip it.
that's what I was just going to say. You can always flip the script. So if they're like, no, my plate's full, like I don't really have time for a business or whatever their excuse is, you could be like, oh, okay, I totally understand. Would you be interested in being a product model instead? I'm doing a skinny coffee challenge right now, and you could get it for 40% off. Like just flip the script on them to where you're literally offering them both. Or with the product model script, it's like if they're like, yeah, I am interested in being a product model, and then you send them the categories, the last category is always, are you looking to make extra income from home? So you're literally giving them product categories and then offering them the business as well. So I try not to think too much into it as far as like who's getting what and when. It's just like I'm getting my messages out, I'm networking, I'm doing my job, and the rest just will come. Like it will just happen. So hopefully that helps you. And as far as just like straight up staying organized, I feel like we all struggle with this. Like if there's a perfect person out there that's doing a really good job with organization, please message me, because you are going to be on our Zoom next Wednesday and tell us everything that you do and that because we need you. We need you. Because honestly, I don't think any of us are really, really that. I don't think, as far as me, Ashley, and Rochelle, that's our strength. I think Ashley's pretty organized, but I don't know. Maybe she can share her system when her Wi-Fi is working. But
can you hear me or am I frozen?
I can hear you.
Okay. I hope that this goes through. Okay, so real quick, I personally am full on green through and through. So I will say I'm probably more organized than Shelby and Rochelle. But what I do is every single time I'm talking to somebody, no matter what their response is, I take a screenshot. So like if I message them about being a product tester and they say, sounds good, what's it for? I'll take that screenshot. And then I do that all day long, just with the first response. And then that night before I go to bed, I have an iPad with a calendar in it, or you can use a planner, whatever it is. And I write every single person down for that day. So, the screenshots are all on my phone. That way I can be out at lunch or I can be doing whatever. And they're all in my phone and my pictures. And then I come home and that's like my thing I do at night is I just get it out. I write everything down. And that way the next day I have all those people's names down that I can follow up with.
That's a really good system. I like it. I need to just do that or
Hey,
something.
so since I'm not frozen, I've been wanting to say this entire Zoom, but I felt like it wasn't gonna work. So I want to say real quick, this whole Zoom was about training newbies and the importance of being duplicatable and blah blah blah. Well, that training that either Shelby, I think it was Shelby mentioned, with Cheyenne Knox and Jade Hooper, they said Jade Hooper went live in her team page and she said to get $300, you can either sign 3,000 BV and loyal customers or and teach them how to get their first 4 LCs or get their first 2 LCs and get your fast start. And which one is easier? Like, would you rather sign 3 distributors and help them, or sign 3,000 worth of volume and customers? And that was like really eye-opening to me, because I feel like I personally focus so much on volume all the time that it's like almost it's like almost a relief to think, well, shoot, I can make the exact same amount of money if I just sign 3 distributors. And then obviously it's a compound effect and you're making the commissions and all that on top of it. But anyways, I wanted to say that for like the past 45 minutes, but I didn't know if y'all would be able to hear me or not. That's it.
Yay. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's like a huge aha. And Steph Dunn, #1 income earner in the company, is the same way. Like from the beginning, her goal was to always just sign 10 distributors and help get them fast started. 10 distributors every single month fast started is $1,000 extra dollars. And then obviously, like Ashley said, there's like the compound effect, because by them getting their loyal customers, you're also going to be making commissions on top of the $99 fast start bonuses. So with that mindset, signing those 10 distributors every single month and just needing that one, and she's had that mindset since day one. And so she's signing 10 distributors every single month. And that's why she's #1, is because she's had that mindset of 10 month after month, year after year after year. She has this huge organization below her, because she just is like, I'm going to sign 10 distributors and they're all going to get fast started. Like that's how my business is going to go. So love it so much. Let's end it there. If there were any like huge questions that we missed out on, we'll try to answer them on the team page, or maybe we'll just message you directly. But hopefully this was really helpful to you guys. Hopefully you took a lot of notes, and we're going to be able to just sign our new distributors and then train them really, really strong, because we just want to keep building, you guys. We just want to see all of you succeed, and train up your new distributors so that they can do a good job training theirs too. We love all you guys. Thank you. It was really good seeing your faces tonight, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night.
Bye.